fear of failure, fear of losing, fear of coming up short when you're trying something. What's on your mind when I ask that?
Yeah, I think for me, I've been thinking quite a lot about this recently, but I think we really underestimate how social we are as creatures, you know, and how much our sense of safety and comfort is dependent on what our tribe thinks of us. You know, and our tribe now can be the people who follow us on social media, or our peers, or our fellow competitors, or all the people who support us um, as a competitor or a professional athlete, or whatever, you know. Or it can even just be your friendship group that you do your sport with. Like they're the people's opinions that you care about most.
Mhm.
And there's a sense I think that we have, and you know, I'm sure that sociologists and psychologists have researched this a lot, but you know, no one wants to be the weakest member of the tribe. No one wants to be the one to be the worst person, to be the least valuable person, right?
Right.
We want to be valued by society, by our fellow humans. And I think that how that manifests itself is actually through status. And there's a really cool podcast out at the moment, and a book. I've forgotten the name now, but it's one of the more recent Sam Harris podcasts on
I love Sam
status.
Harris. Yeah, well, I listened to him this morning. He's my meditation guy every morning.
Right. Yeah. No, his
Yeah.
app's great as well. And I think actually the conversation is on the app.
Okay.
It's about status. And I think when you start to dig into the human drive for status, you kind of realize where some of that fear of failure is coming from.
Mhm.
And you know, the human desire for social validation and to be valued by others.
Mhm.
And it's also coupled with this human aspect of our psychology, which is like it's never enough.
Mhm.
So you know, like even if you come second, there's always that other person who has more status than you. They have more social value than you. So it's failure to not be that top person then, right? Because it's not enough for us to be second,
Mhm.
or it's not enough for us to climb a certain climbing grade. Because the people who climb harder grades, they are higher status, they have more value, right? And this obviously that sounds a bit like crude almost, but obviously when that's such a huge driver in our psychology, and then we internalize all of that, and then
Mhm.
we put a lot of self pressure on ourselves then as well, and how then it's like it becomes self-worth.
Exactly.
That you know, what's the point in my life, what's the point in my efforts if I don't have something to show for it? And so
Yeah.
it's all of that builds up to be to, to, to equal in our heads, okay, not achieving that thing is a failure.
Mhm.
And what I try to do with the people I coach is to actually go, okay, well, failure and success can mean different things. So we have like a conventional idea of what failure is, which is like coming last or not achieving the thing that you set out to do. But what about having more of like a mastery approach to success and failure, and going, okay, well, actually, I want to be a master in this sport. How am I going to learn and progress? And if this goal is going to help me learn and progress, what if I actually focus on the process of completing that goal? And
Mhm.
then even if I don't complete it for whatever reasons, I'm still one step along the line of like better mastering that sport, you know. And
Exactly.
then you start to value the process rather than just the ends.
Mhm.
And then you're less afraid to fail
Mhm.
because failure means something different to you.